Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the Two Motos channel, Bike Culture, and today we are diving into lovely rubber tires. We're going to be going over the different types of tires and the applications that they're made for, and whether or not you actually need more grip.
First one that we're going to dive into is one of your more basic tires. This is the Pirelli Scorpion Trail 2, the newest model of that tire. Usually comes in multi-stratas, small adventure bikes, big adventure bikes. Came on this CB500X stock. Mostly for sport touring, long trekking. Still has some grip for the edges because you're going to be in the canyons and twisties, but not really a solid canyon carving tire. This is for sport touring. It's basically for long distance. It has a hard center, has a soft enough edge, but don't expect you to have insane lean angles with this tire. I mean, you can, but it's not the best for that. It's meant for just long trekking like this bike right here.
Yeah, it's not really meant to be going out and dipping it into corners, going at 85 miles an hour and stuff like that, trying to hit hairpins, dragging knee and all that. Could it be done? Yes. Is that what it's made for? No. It's not the best tire out there that you can get even for touring because it's just slapped on the bike from the factory so that it has something to roll on. Definitely not something you want to take to the track. So if your bike has this on it and you want to start hitting the track days, yes, you want something with more grip. This is not necessarily a tire you want to be throwing your bike around on. Save this for your road trips down to San Francisco, road trips cross country, whatever. This will do you right. On track, not really. Next, we have the Diablo Rosso 3. Now, would you say this is probably the runner-up? Like after that, it's probably like a step. So like this is not the grippiest tire, right? But it's not the worst tire.
No, these usually come like if you're buying an Italian bike, like a Panigale 959, Hyper Motard, not the SP, but like a Hyper Motard, just a standard model, Aprilia RSV4 or Tuono standard models, not the factories. They come with these tires. This is pretty aggressive. It can offer plenty of grip on the corners. You can take them to track days. They are really good extensive tires, but they're not going to last. Pirelli's on the soft side most of the time. In my opinion, I've ridden with this long enough. I don't like how it gives me feedback and how it feels. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. A lot of people, it offers exceptional grip, but
we don't know how.
We don't know.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. But like I said, it all is subjective. So to me, it's very soft. It doesn't give me enough feedback of what's going on with the tires, but it does warm up really quick. So depending on your riding style and how you want feedback from the front end, to me that's not what I want. But for a lot of people, it does, really well. Especially the fact that it comes with Panigales and Hyper Motors. It's a good tire. It is a good tire. But for me personally, I don't like it. This equivalent to the next tire we're actually going to talk about, which is at the bottom, is the Diablo Q3. So this is Pirelli's version of that, which is a really aggressive street tire, good for track, but mostly for the street. The same, how would you say it, class as each other. But you can see the tread pattern is different. Q3 is even more aggressive. It only has, 2 lines in the middle and then every so often in the corners. That one looks like it has more tread and more tread patterns. Both are not that great in the rain, but if you were to pick which one is better, I would say the Pirelli. Obviously just because of the tread pattern, it has more ways to push the water out. But which one is a better track tire and more aggressive street tire and better grip and feedback, in my opinion, in my riding style, and I've been riding these for years now, is the Q3. It's made in America for all you Americans out there. This tire now, on the other hand, definitely trumps the Q3 in grip. This Q3 is not gonna beat this amount of grip on this tire. But with grip, you have to sacrifice life. And that's where, if you are a street rider and you're looking for a good amount of grip, do your due diligence and ask yourself how much life you want. Because this will provide just a great amount of grip. We do it on the track with A-level pace. and it doesn't let us down. This obviously will have better grip than that, but this will only last you about what, 2,000 miles.
Yeah, not very long at all.
Not very long at all. It's very tall profile, so it's gonna dip into the corner really hard and really fast. So if you're not used to it, it might scare you a bit, depending on, you know, how much experience you have. But 2,000 miles at best. Compared to this, you could probably get like 5,000, 6,000 miles on it, depending. You know, check your PSI, where you're riding. Got to do that. And then this is about, depending on where you buy it, about 140 maybe for the tire. This is going to be around the mid 200s, close to 300 just for one. And then you got to add the rear to that. You got to ask yourself, what type of rider are you, and do you need that much grip?
Backtracking just a little bit. So this tire right here, can we hit the track with it? Yes, you can. Is it the best track tire? No, it's not. Can you commute on it? Yes, you can. So this is sort of like a middle tire. You can do all that you want. It's not going to perform the best that it can in certain areas, but it'll get the job done across the field. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Dunlop Q3 Plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the Dunlop Q3 Plus. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the best tire that you can get for performance, for overall performance, for price, for mileage. It's just the best thing that you can put on your sport bike, or even other type of bikes like the FZ has Q3s on it. It's just perfect for the track and for the street. You want to go fast in the canyons, this baby right here will get the job done. You want to go fast on the track, this will also get the job done. It's just probably the best overall tire that you can buy.
Across the board, it does the job pretty well on a lot of things. And to give you an example, remember one of the previous episodes I mentioned how far this bike has gone and how far it's traveled. As you can see, we'll go back to it. Montana, Yellowstone, Sequoia National Park, and Zion. That's a lot of miles. And would you believe it, I did it on a Q3. Not this Q3 obviously, but I did it on a Q3 front and rear. I was able to last all the way, come back, and still ride about another 4,000 miles. But remember, this is subjective in the sense of how I took care of my PSI. I also have, this is a lighter bike. This is only a 700 parallel twin. I don't weigh that much. I don't have a lot of weight on it. It does have a lot of torque, but the tire was able to handle it. Remember, if you're on a leader bike, S1000, Panigale, 1209, or V4, R1, that's different. Then you got to take into account how much power you have on that rear. Now mileage starts to change. So even though this does last really long on the front, the rear on leader bikes, it's gonna get torn up. In time, my best opinion and best thing would be to match tires. Obviously, we were younger, we didn't know really. I did the same thing. I remember I had a Pirelli in the front, a Q2, way back, way back Q2. So definitely match your tires because the profiles are designed for each other. For example, if I had a Pirelli Supercorsa in the front and a Q3 in the rear, it's not gonna turn right. You're gonna feel it, depending on the rider. Some riders won't notice a difference if they're just commuting, but if you're really hitting the track or canyon, you're gonna feel a difference. Because for example, the Corsa, Super Corsa, very tall profile, wants to dip in really quick. The Q3 on the rear would not match that profile. It's a little bit wider and not as tall. It's gonna feel like you're fighting the bike. Like the front end wants to dip and the rear doesn't. You will notice a difference if you have the wrong tires, front and rear.
That's a very good point, and we see that a lot.
Yeah.
And it makes you look like a squid, so.
Yeah, it makes you look like a squid. Don't want to do that. Match your tire.
Sometimes there's those middle tires that are not necessarily full on, track tires, but they're made for the street, and they can perform very well in, an aggressive setting. Going to the track or going hard in the canyons. It can be done. You don't need to have slicks on to go fast. Like you can push, these middle tires. Like when I say middle tires, I mean like half performance, half high mileage or touring or whatever. You can push those tires, and I did. I rode it, on the track and on the street, and it did fine. It did its job. Mm-hmm. It's all about where you're at in the skill level, but
you can ride any tire really pretty aggressively. It comes down. You gotta match your skill level with the tire, and that's gonna go to the next point. How much grip do you really need, and when is it too much money that you're spending before you reach that? And that'll go to the Supercorsa.
The Supercorsa. Now this technically would be the next step up from the Q3. Now, this could be argued that this isn't that much better, but as you can see, there's a little less tread on this tire. There isn't really anything on the sides, and this tire, we will say, is probably a little less street friendly than the Q3. It doesn't, I did run one of these once on the front end of my CBR, and I will say it didn't really feel that good in the cold. I mean, most tires don't, but this one particularly just felt kind of slippy in the cold. Like Julian did say earlier, it does have a very high profile, so leaning over is a bit different than the Q3. But I guess, if you're looking, it's a softer compound tire, so obviously mileage is not really what it's made for. It's not made to commute. I don't know why you would buy this tire. This is way more expensive than the Q3. Mm-hmm. Why you would buy this just to commute? You're a fool. But this is really, really geared towards more just a track tire. Even if you just look at the tread, I mean, the wear bars look like it's already about to hit, and it's a brand new tire. So this tire is good for the track. It's probably amazing. For street, I honestly, we would say pass on it. Why? I mean, it's gonna cost you more. It won't last as long. Maybe it might be a little more grippy than the Q3, but honestly, at this point, once you get to the Q3, anything that's considered more grippy is for more track related applications. And at that point, you're not really going to be able to fulfill or even feel the potential of those tires on the street. It's just, you're just not going to be able to. Roads aren't designed for that.
So a lot of brands come with really high-end tires that are similar to the Pirelli, but you want to ask yourself, am I using it to its full potential, or am I just wasting it? I've seen a lot of riders, especially Ducati riders, that'll have these on their bike, keep going with the same tire, and then getting mad about the price, because it is almost like $300, $400 for the set, maybe a little more depending on where you're at, and then you got to install. So ask yourself, am I using all that? If you're not, go down. You're not gonna get hurt putting a lesser tire. You're gonna have plenty of grip on the street. You're not gonna have those lean angles. You're not gonna create enough heat that you need to maintain this kind of grip. And then please don't be the guy, just for your own safety, that puts on slicks on the street or is riding with Dunlop GPAs. We've seen that enough on the street. You're not going to create that kind of heat on the street. Remember, everything is relative. Grip, less life. More life, less grip. Ask yourself, what type of riding am I doing? And then search in the market in between there. Don't waste your money on something you don't need.
Exactly.
And also, check your PSI. Recommended pressures or what type of riding you're doing. Most of the time, this is my 2 cents, a good way to measure things. Honestly, you could put, for most bikes, 32 in the front, 36 in the rear, if you're just riding on the street mostly.
Don't be rolling around on 40 PSI cold and expect to be getting mad grip up in the canyon.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna be. You're just running on a rock right up the, because that's definitely not a good thing. Don't be running too high in the pressure and too low in the pressure. Both are not good. You need to find a good equilibrium in the middle.
Yeah, find that balance, because we hate to see a beautiful Q3. You know what I'm saying? We hate to see a beautiful Q3 just flat.
Oh my God, so many.
And these just untouched,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just, what's the point?
You're wasting that tire. That's not what it was for.
Yeah, guys, hopefully this helped you out. For those of you guys out there looking to put tires on your bike, or looking to hit the track and was wondering what tire might be good for you guys, definitely we'll put some links down in the description where you can get these tires. Hope you guys liked the video, enjoyed it, learned something. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at 2_motos. Guys, that's it. Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Driver side up.
Yep. Peace.